Well, as a real estate agent here in South Carolina, I've had this opportunity to field phone calls from all over the nation, literally. And I kept getting the same question, which is Florence safe? Because I'm reading on the internet that there's a lot of crime in Florence. And after I got this question multiple times from places literally all over the country. I even had a guy from Chicago call, ironically, and he chuckled because he knew it was ironic and said the same thing. He said, I'm looking at Augusta, Georgia, and Florence, but is Florence really safe? Because I'm reading on the internet that there's a lot of crime in that area. And so I knew that this is an issue that, for whatever the reason, this perception is going out. And I don't think that it's exactly an exact representation of our area. And so what I've done is two things today. The first is down in the description of this video, there's going to be a handful of links that I gathered together. There's about 5 or 6 links in the description. And what I did was ask the question about crime rates nationally. And the only one that listed Florence anywhere was the Chat GPT model that had us 53rd in the nation in terms of crime rate per capita. But on the Wikipedia top 100, their current list, we're not even listed in that top 100. And that's just data just for your own use that you could take a look at. But what I thought would be even better, and the three people that I'm joined by today, I figured there would be nobody better than these three people that are leaders in our community to give you a ground level access or exposure, hear it from their mouths of what we're doing to keep Florence safe, where we are as a community in terms of crime, and then even take a look at what we are looking at moving forward to keep our kids and grandkids safe in this community in the future of Florence. So I'm joined by City of Florence Mayor Lethonia Barnes, City of Florence Chief of Police Allen Heidler, and County Sheriff T.J. Joye. And I want to thank y'all for taking the time to sit down and do this. I know all three of y'all are extremely busy, but I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and do this today. The first question that I'm going to ask is just going to be directly for you, Mayor Barnes. And when you hear that this perception of our community is out there nationally, that people that aren't from here, they don't know anything about Florence, but this is the interpretation that they're getting of our area. What are your thoughts?
Living here in Florence, it makes me say, "Really? We're a safe community." We understand that a lot of the statistics will come in regionally, and we get numbers that are not our numbers, but most of our crime is personal. It's not just generic crime where people should feel unsafe in our communities. The our citizens feel safe. Um, m I guess if they look at the numbers, they would think this, but I've not heard any citizens come to me to say that walking down the street or in their community or whatever, that they feel unsafe. Now, there are some pockets where you will have some personal gang related that we have to work on and do on those things. But by and large, our community and our city and our county is a fairly safe place. Crime is everywhere. We will never do away with crime, but Florence, by and large, is a very safe community.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And really, as this question kept coming up, I'm just thinking personally, because I'm trying to answer this question for people. And a lot of times they're meeting me for the first time, so they don't know me. I could just be trying to sell them on the area. But truthfully, honestly, exactly what you said is I think that as a citizen, a lot of our crime statistics are probably domestic. So it just doesn't, I've told people this multiple times over the last year in particular. I've been a lot of different places myself, and I've never felt safer anywhere than Florence, honestly. So the next question I have is going to be for the three of you to answer however you'd like. But I think the question a lot of people would like to know is, what are the measures that we're taking currently to keep our community safe and to keep Florence an enjoyable and peaceful place to live?
Well, can we first back up just for a second and talk about those numbers that you talked about a minute ago in the crime statistics? And I'd just like to put it out there that there are entities that rank municipalities, county areas throughout the United States. And at the beginning of the FBI statistics that come out every year, this crime statistics for everywhere in the United States, they indicate that you should not compare these to other agencies because there may be some difference in reporting. Um, But one of the things that these independent entities are doing when they rank, the rankings aren't done by any government entity. What these independent organizations are doing, in many cases, is they're utilizing what they're calling a Florence metro area. The Florence metro area is an area that was developed by the U.S. Census Bureau, and I'm not sure why they did it, but I think it had to do with the agencies or the areas that were serviced by the largest municipalities in that area. And so what they did here in Florence area was they drew an area that was serviced by Florence, and that area includes the city of Florence, all of Florence County, and all of Darlington County. And they've labeled that the metro area. Well, these organizations that rank municipalities indicate all the crime statistics from all of Florence County, all of Florence City, and all of Florence Darlington, and they put it in a metro area. So when you get it on the internet, when you think of metro area, you're thinking solely of the city of Florence. And those are not our statistics. They are way off. They are way higher than what we have. And that's what we have to, on a regular basis, we have to, meet with people and say, hey, look, these are not our statistics for the city of Florence. It's a combined level of crime statistics. Some years ago, the sheriff and I got together and we started a PD Crime Intelligence Council. And what we have is a monthly meeting with all the law enforcement agencies that want to participate throughout the PD region. And we combine the knowledge we have about crime that's going on, and we share information. And we have seen a lot of successes with folks knowing the same people that are doing some crime here that are doing, say, in Lake City and in Darlington and throughout this PD region. And we're able to solve some crime that way. And then the sheriff got with me about starting a task force, and I'll let him speak to the violent crime task force that we operate together and how that's affected this area.
We started in 2022, I think. This street crime unit was initiated with the reasons of some of the areas people were, some of the elderly people in the neighborhoods were worrying about gangs and so forth. So we put together the street crime unit. Just to give you, it's been a success. It's got city and county officers on it, deputies and city police officers. We go all over the county. Actually, I've submitted to put another street crime unit out there. The county itself is 804 square miles. But far as the area we're working here with the city, they can go all over the county as well. But we try to work the areas that we feel need to be cooled down, if you will, the hot areas. And it's worked. I mean, just last month, just to give you a rundown, we've arrested fugitives, 14 just in 1 month, not counting the street crime, the violent behavior. We had over 76 drug arrests due to that. That's putting a dent in it, and we're getting a lot of positive out of the public. And when they call the chief or the mayor, call me, we send them to these areas, and and I told the sheriffs, I had a meeting with all the sheriffs of the PD yesterday in my office, through the Sheriff's Association, and I've told them, I said, to have this office and this city police department work together, it's a strong force, and we work together because some of the areas that we battle, Lucas Street is in and out, but 95% of those people are from out of Florence County coming out there, coming from Darlington, coming from Dillon, North Carolina, and we work in those. We got the drug enforcement unit too, got a 5-man team that we work on the interstate. So the arrests, when I first took office, we had 200 and some into jail. I think today, I think the count to show you that we are putting people in jail for violating the law, we had 556 people in jail. So we're putting them in jail. And like the mayor, speaking back on what the mayor said, a lot of these things that we're having is teenage in their certain little area of this is my territory, gang or whatever. You know, we had a murder this past weekend. Girl went to McDonald's, her and her boyfriend, they got in an argument. She shot him 4 times when he got home. Those are the type of stuff that you see. How do you prevent that? You know, in her house, got into an altercation. So these are not random, okay, I'm gonna rob you, rape you, shoot you. These are uh, assaults that occur through domestic or through turf. You know, this is my turf, I'm gonna shoot you, whatever. But as far as Florence County and the city of Florence, I wouldn't want to live anyplace else because I'm telling you, the chief does a great job. He's got a great staff. My command staff in that street crime unit, they doing their job.
I think what is crucial here, for you, I guess you could pick up, these two have relationships. And so these relationships make us stronger. And so when it comes to um, this thing about crime, my job is to make sure the council is supporting these guys. When they go out and to do the job, we are asking them to clean up the community in crime, and we've got to give them support. I feel that we have made a shift in turning towards giving more support to the policing of Florence. It puts a win in their back, and that's something that they need. For one, we've increased the pay, which helps. Um, and every day they go out and put their lives on the line, and we ask them to do this. We should at least support and give them the win that they need. I think council, county and city council are behind our these police efforts 100%, and I think that makes a difference in Florence. We really are one team. It's no I in the team. We are one team, and that makes a difference.
Yeah, so that's absolutely what I was thinking, and even leading up to this. But I don't know if that's normal in other places or not. But for your departments to be working together hand in hand, and obviously sitting here before we fired up all the cameras, just seeing y'all's relationship, I don't know. I don't know if that's typical everywhere, but that certainly has to be a big deal and a benefit to our area. The other thing too is somewhere, it wasn't too long ago, but somewhere, on this subject, I was having a conversation with somebody and they made the comment, said, well, sometimes our statistics can look inflated. You talked about these arrests. Some people could hear that and say, man, that's a lot of arrests. For me, the takeaway is if you commit crime in our area, you're going to get locked up. And, so because, in some areas of the country, it seems like that may not be the case these days. But in Florence, South Carolina, you commit crime, then you're going to jail and you're going to get recorded as a statistic at that point. So the number's going to go up.
We're actually trying to add on another pod that we have there to finish it out to give us more room for incarcerated people. This in the city, county, we steady bringing them in. I mean, and I'm not going to turn away somebody. Oh, we don't have any vacancy. We're going to put you in jail when you have to go to. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, you'll have areas that will have the attitude, well, crime will always be with you. And I'm so glad that I'm sitting between two men that say, well, we're going to make sure that it's reduced where we live, because we should never normalize crime. And so, we want our community safe, so we got to get the criminals off the street, and they will be locked up.
And I really don't think that there are a lot of agencies, sheriff's offices, and their largest city within that county that work together like we do. I don't hear much about that. But the sheriff and I speak on a regular basis about, what's our next step? What can we do better? And you were asking about what else have we done? Well, we've also deployed flock cameras, and they are tag reading cameras. His office has some. We have 30 all over the city, and a number that are all over the county. And we are able to track criminals' vehicles by not only their license plate, but the features of their vehicle. If this vehicle was involved in a shooting and it has a dent on the right side, we can narrow that type of vehicle down to based upon the stickers that are on it, based upon the dent in it, based upon a different color, a bumper, a light out. And it has just been tremendous for us. We got all of those flock cameras in place in June of last year. And as of March 1st of this year, from June of last year of 2024 to March of 2025, we had arrested 57 fugitives. 57 fugitives since June. Now, those are not all City of Florence, Florence County fugitives. Those are all the folks who are in the City of Florence, and a lot of them were from other areas. But if they're fugitives from other areas and they're in the City of Florence, what you think they're up to any good? You know? Yeah. So, so that's 57 people we arrested. We recovered 45 stolen vehicles, 35 stolen license tags. And this is just with the flock cameras. We located 7 missing persons, and and the flock camera was credited with helping us solve 120 criminal cases just since June of last year to March. So they are just a huge asset to us, and we're just driving forward with that. We're looking into more, and that's what him and I are doing, and we're constantly talking. We talk to each other almost every day, and what we can do better for the citizens and those folks that visit Florence.
And that's one of the biggest keys, in my opinion, with us. I'm close with all of them, and I love all of them. So we communicate on, he may call me or I may call him and say, look, we need, so what you think? And we share our ideas on how we need to work to get the job done. Just like Chief was saying, we have 19 in Florence County. Now it's every corridor where you come into Florence County, you got to think 378, 95. We got them all, those places. Their cameras have helped us tremendously within Lucas Street. We've got some out there, but the core of those, they put the data in and it hits. If we got somebody wanted or they got it, we all go to it. So just to give you and this amazed me. I didn't pull it. My major pulled it, but it read just this month now, 30 days, 2.6 million license plates. That, I mean, really, I told Chief and I were talking early, and the information shared through them, the flock cameras, and through us, 1,288 agencies shared that information. We shared ours, they shared. So it's a great tool and it's proven. The chief, we had an incident where there was a shooting with kids arguing at the mall, hit the flock camera, we called them. I mean, it's the stuff that we need to battle to make sure we keep this county. It's in place and it's going to remain there. And I'm telling you, it's not because I'm sheriff. I've got good people working for me, but this chief and his staff and the way we work together, you're right. You don't see that because they get into who's got the bigger muscle, and it again, I've been around.
We've taken the ego out of this.
Yeah, there's no such thing as ego. He's been around 41 or 42 years. I've been around 39, and I've known him since he was a police officer and I was a deputy sheriff. But the work ethic with what we believe in and what he puts into place, we inspect what we expect. So that's what makes it a good enforcement effort. When we work together, we communicate, and again, you wouldn't believe the feeling we have a standoff or something we dare together. Hey, we need to get cheeseburgers. Go get cheeseburgers. I mean, really, but it's, and you say that, but those guys were out there, what, 8-10 hours on that standoff with the guy, and it was hot. And then they had training that day. Our guys had training, but the things that we do is just the simple things that make things work. Is teamwork, communicating, number one.
I too wanted to say these gentlemen don't only, and their departments, it's not about all locking up. There's also prevention. they do a lot of things in our community. They work with our youth. And so it's a lot that goes into play before there is a criminal lock up. We are really, we've got community policing where we're building relationships with the community. We're talking to them. We're trying to steer them in the right way. But the lockup is the final straw. You have committed a crime, and we've tried to help. And so I want to make sure we understand it's not just about locking people up. It is also about all of the other work, the community work that these gentlemen do as well, and their departments.
I know the city last year did, and I wasn't able to make it. I wanted to, but I didn't make it out. But right here downtown, there was the City of Florence Police Department did a
Unity in the community.
Unity in the Community. Yeah.
Yes.
So is that an annual
Yeah,
event?
we do that every year, and we're going to do it this year in conjunction with National Night Out. I don't think we're going to do it on the night of National Night Out because it's August. It's the first part of August, and it's really hot.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to move it like into September to do that this year. But yeah, we're gonna do the same thing this year, and then we have more than 25 neighborhood associations that meet regularly on a monthly basis. We have community officers that are our liaison with them. And just like the mayor said, that's what we're doing. We're in there to build that relationship with the community and let them know that, if you see something, say something. I mean, as cliche as that may sound these days, that is what we want. We want everybody in their community. They know more about what's going on in their community than we do. And so, when they see something out of place, don't hesitate to call us. It's what we do. You can call the non-emergency number if you want to, but you're not going to bother us because, checking into things is what we do. And that's what we want to do. And we have done a lot of prevention that way.
We can help you with crime in Florence probably, but we can't help you with the heat. So if you're moving down south, it's hot in South Carolina in August
Exactly.
and September and even October these days. So as somebody with 5 children in this community, I want to say that I appreciate everything that all 3 of y'all in your departments are doing. We really do appreciate it. And I think in Florence, the mayor, you alluded to the support for our law enforcement locally. That's also something that you probably don't see everywhere. And I think that too is a big part of our community. I think I can speak on behalf of a lot of the citizens of Florence when I say that. You see blue all over the place on cars. So that's also another big thing. So going over to the next question, and the last question that I have for y'all is for those of us that have children now, we do appreciate all of these things. God willing, our children will grow up healthy and they'll go on and have children of their own. And also, we do have all of this influx coming into our area, even spilling over from Myrtle Beach. Florence is growing. So what are we doing that you can share moving forward to keep Florence safe for, the next generations to come?
One of the things we've got going right now is, when the mayor took office, she came in with a 5-point crime reduction plan. And one of those things was to support technology boost within the police department. And that's what we're going to be looking into in the future is expanding technology and utilizing the technology that's best fitted for law enforcement. Right now, we are in the process of putting together and we will be expanding upon this in the future, and that's an autonomous drone. And it's a drone that we already have the base station situated on top of this building. It will fly independently by itself, autonomously. You plug in the numbers, and it will fly to an address. That gives oversight to the officers going there for the safety purposes for them. It also gathers data as to what's going on in that area. If there's something going on outside, if somebody says, somebody was shooting, this thing can fly between 30 and 90 seconds to anywhere in the city. And the officers generally have a 3 to 6 minute response time. So it can be there a lot quicker than them. And we're looking forward to having that program. We should have something up and running probably early summer of this year. That program should be fully up and running. In addition to that, we've also started a real-time crime center where we've taken the flock cameras, combined them into the software through the real-time crime center software, that also connects with public and private cameras. Now, the public cameras are easy to get access to. The private cameras are the ones we have to go and ask folks if they want to be available. There's a fee for them to get to come on. It's a nominal fee for an annual subscription. But we went around and started talking to these folks that have been having issues, like the convenience stores, where they're having folks come in and snatch and grab, and fights break out at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they are more than happy to give us access to their cameras. So we're combining those cameras with public cameras, housing authority, government buildings, and we're going to be able to monitor those cameras and utilize that with the flock. And a lot of it's going to be for investigative purposes. We're solving crime with just the flock cameras, over 120 cases from June to March. Just think what we're going to be able to solve when we're able to combine not only the flock cameras, but with public and private cameras that are out there. We're hoping that soon it's going to be very soon that people are going to say, "Man, you just can't commit crime in the city of Florence," and that's what we're working toward. And I think that's what you want your law enforcement agency to be working toward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like he said, the 5-point crime plan, it talks about community policing. It talks about we're bringing it was Camp Fever, that would a camp for boys 12 to 18, and that would be that's going to be done this summer. Uh, it's renamed after Terrence Caraway, an officer that lost his life in the line of duty. And then cracking down on these businesses with a high rate of crime. So it's a 5-point plan. It's just a beginning, but we will continue to talk and work to better whatever we need to get to get to that place where this place is a place that we know is the safest place in the country.
Just, to add that the dimension of the county is a little bit different than the city. It's 804 square miles. However, to let it be known, we have 2 helicopters. Working on getting another one, a newer addition. We have the FLIR system in it. We don't, we have drones. We have 2 drones, but those are normally, like the chief said, crime scenes or whatever, we'll fly them out. The idea of them, what they're doing with theirs in the city, that's perfect. I mean, that gives them a Johnny on the spot. But as I say, we may be at Hyman and get a call on the other side of Johnsonville or other side, and it really, the area, what I'm wanting is more boots on the ground. When I took office, I think there were 5 deputies per shift. Now we got, some have 10, some have 9. I've had 12 slots, but again, it is getting to a point in law enforcement in general. It's so hard to get people to want to do it the way society is as a whole now. Fortunately, like you said, this area here supports our city council and our county council. They're pro law enforcement, so that's a big plus for us. Our salaries, both city and county, are up. It's a good salary and good place to start your career. But to attract and retain them, we have to do that.
So I think that's great. So unless you have anything that any one of you want to add?
I want to say thank you for getting this information out, because Florence really is a great place to live, work, and play. And so just thank you, because people don't know, so they ask you the questions, and you are giving them the answers. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like I said, I was born at McLeod Hospital. This is home. And the success and growth of our cities, the success and growth for all of us. And, this kept coming up. So I knew this is a real issue. And so I hope that this is helpful. If you watch this video this long, then there's a good chance you were the intended audience. You're searching out the Florence area. You're considering a move here, maybe a business investment here, whatever the case may be. And I hope that you found this helpful. And I think that hearing from a local real estate agent is good, because I know the area and other agents like myself, they're getting the same question. But these people here are really the best people to answer your questions, I think. And I hope that the takeaway from this video was exactly that. They could give insight and shed light to things that I could not. All I can tell you is that I feel safe here. And it's the effort of the people that you've seen in this video is the reason why. And so we greatly appreciate them. And as always, I greatly appreciate y'all's viewership. If you found this helpful, please give the video a like. It helps us out a ton. And with that being said, there is some information down in the description. I'll also link all three of your agencies, just some kind of contact information. So if you have any questions, they have people on staff. You can reach out to their agencies and ask those questions. I'll put that down in the description as well. Appreciate y'all's viewership. Y'all take care. And as always, God willing, we'll see you on the next video.